Well, we're down at the British. We've got an event actually that Bill's putting on, and it said no cameras, nothing. But I couldn't resist before it starts to get hold of you, Bill, because what an exciting year you've had. You've got your gong. You know, it's going from strength to strength. But looking back on the whole journey now so far, it's been a ride, hasn't it?
Wow,
a journey.
Well, I think you interviewed me about this time last year, Paul, and I had no idea what was going to happen. The thing was kick-started by the Biosphere Award when Dr. Han Chun-Lee, who was the head of Biosphere Reserve, actually stated that Beach Buddies was setting a worldwide example. And then that was picked up. I received the award in January, and that's helped as well. I have to say I don't say much about that, but I was told off many times for not saying so. And I do know that now that opens doors, and certainly it's helped in America. And I was invited to speak at universities in October. We're now spreading our wings outside the Isle of Man. What a year! What a year!
I mean, global is no underestimation. I think. I really think, you know, I've seen things on many TV channels about cleaning up on the beaches, but you've got this brand, you've got this sort of thing behind you, which really could go global, right?
Well, beach cleaning's not new.
No.
I mean, it's done all over the world. But it's almost always done on a very ad hoc basis. People are going out maybe once a year. That happens a lot around Britain. The most regular groups I've seen is a group that goes out once a month. Now, that's not really anything like what we do, because we're going out 4 or 5 times a week. We certainly have an event every Sunday. And then we have schools, and then we have companies involved, and we have these bins on the beach. That, I think, is one of the masterstrokes, is the bins, because now we've got people who just... You can't get onto a beach in the Isle of Man without going past one of our bins. And it says, fill a bag and make a difference. And when you take a bag on the beach, you are part of the whole team. You don't have to come to an organised event. That's the whole thing about with Beach Buddies as volunteers. You don't need to register. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to give your name. You just come if you can. It makes it so easy.
How do you translate this, though, into a bigger brand? I mean, it is a brand, right? I mean, you're going to roll it out across the world?
I mean, to be honest, Beach Buddies is not an unknown name. And strangely enough, a couple of little organisations are calling themselves Beach Buddies who clean beaches, but they love the number of volunteers that we've got and how we have managed to get that together. We've got 8,500 out of 84 population. I mean, it is quite incredible, really. But it just shows you that in any community of this sort of size, or smaller or bigger, it doesn't really matter. The people are there who really care, and the more I learn about this, the more I realise that there's a lot of people around the world who really do care about this, and they want to get on and do it, and it's just such a happy thing to do. It's great.
And you did this payback thank you to the journos today. I mean, any minute now we're going to be all having, you know, a little mince pie with you, aren't we?
The whole idea is that everybody turns up here today, and you know what? I've organised this to say thank you to the journalists, and I'm saying that this is nothing to do with Beach Buddies. I'm sponsoring this. I am a journalist, of course, but the relationship with the journalists in the Isle of Man, I mean, without question, the biggest problem that most people have is convincing the media. And I've been speaking to the British media for a long time, and they are not taking a blind bit of notice. But as it happens, I had a press release sent out just before I went away to speak at the universities in the States, which the same words, and they used the words, and they sent them out from DED, the Department of Economic Development, and 2 days later, Sky Television phoned up. Now, there's the difference, because if I'd been sending the message out, which I have been, they'd be saying, well, how can this Mickey Mouse organisation in the Isle of Man possibly be setting a world standard? When the Department of Economic Development said that in the same press release, all of a sudden people like Sky are watching.
And this documentary is on. I mean, I know it's a long haul, these things, to get them done, but is it likely to
I had a conversation with them in October. I've been in touch with them since, when I came back from USA. It's all probably going to happen sometime January, February. They've got all the statistics. They're very interested. There's nobody has said anything negative yet. That's so fantastic. I'm just waiting for it to happen. And
what else? I mean, you're still making allies with other groups in the UK, I hear.
I've just been away this week to Fylde Coast, just north of Blackpool. There's a group there called the Rossall Beach Buddies, and we formed an association. They've discovered smaller groups up and down the coast, and we're all sort of talking to each other. And then we came up with this idea a few months ago about going to Scottish Isles, because a friend of ours, one of our trustees, the treasurer, Mike Brew, actually said that when he goes that way, the beach is in a hell of a mess. So we're going to go up there. Only today I met somebody who is regularly in the Scottish Isles Giles, who has connections there. He's setting up links for us to go up there, and that's happening. And we're going to take about 10 volunteers and go all on our own together. And then the other thing that's happening is that we're trying to spread the word again through these universities further around the world. So I've been invited to New Zealand, Australia, Hawaii.
Wow.
It's just happening all the time. Suddenly, all of a sudden, it's catching momentum.
When it's got traction, it does have a life of its own, because all the media want to pick up from everybody else's media, don't they?
That's right. Yeah. And I think what they're appreciating is that actually it's quite simple.
Yeah.
And when they talk to people, on the ordinary people in the street, people really care about it. I've just come away, as I say, from Russell, and I stopped at the side of the road because I wanted to turn around at some point, and I was waiting at the side of this dual carriageway, and I got out of the car because I couldn't believe the amount of rubbish at the side of the road.
Had to pick some up, did you?
No, it would have taken all day. But the thing about that is, the Isle of Man is setting a fantastic standard.
Yeah.
I mean, the side of our roads does have some rubbish, but honestly, when I look around, the rest of the world is just, they're lagging miles and miles behind, and we are in a very fortunate position.
Okay, you've got a website and everything now, haven't you? So
we have. It's brand new, beachbuddies.net.
You see, someone else got .com. Is that amazing?
No, I tried to get .com.
For somebody else,
and they wanted 10 grand for it.
Oh my!
So I've told them no.
Okay, beachbuddies.net.
Beachbuddies.net.
Let the mince pies start.
Absolutely.
We are ready. Thank you very much for inviting us.
All right. Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.